So I have been doing a lot more in-person events lately, and I get to meet a lot of cool people. But unfortunately, I've been hearing more and more, especially for my 30 plus group, how hard it is to find friends now, especially in today's climate. Escalations are just climbing higher and higher, and people are just feeling more and more intense. And so, how do you find friends online? I've talked about some ways that I've done more in person things, and I've got those in a couple of videos, and you can actually check some of those out. But today, we're going to talk about some of the ways that you could potentially find some really good Christian friends online. So, my first stop, of course, is going to be social media. And I know you're like, okay, Dora, there's social media, but it's not necessarily the place to meet friends. And that's where you're wrong. Because it depends on how you use social media and where are you hanging out. Are you hanging out where your potential friends could be? So that means not just scrolling on videos, that means actually getting involved into specific groups. And the thing I like about Facebook, and yes, I am a millennial and I still use Facebook, there are so many different groups for Christians, people that have specific hobbies, Christian business owners, like all of these different groups that you could actually jump in and just kind of introduce yourself and say, who you are and what you like to do. I recently got into a Christian friends group right here in Dallas. They were literally called like Dallas Christian Friends or something like that. I'm sure there are several of those other types of groups on Facebook as well for potentially your area. And so if you can find groups like that, you want to make for sure you get involved. Don't be shy and get in and make an introduction, let them know who you are, and then start seeing, are there specific events that you can attend. For that particular group that I just told you about, they actually had like an in-person event at the Bible Museum here. So we were able to actually get out and meet each other. But they also had like Bible studies and things like that. So even if you can't necessarily find a group in your area, I know a lot of them have virtual Bible studies and groups and things like that. That's the perfect way to still get involved. You're still building community and you are still able to grow in your faith with other believers. So that leads me to number 2, and that is Christian apps. Okay, so apps like YouVersion, and another one is the Bible app. You can actually not only just choose plans to do your Bible study on, you can actually connect with other people who are actually working in those plans, which I think is very cool for them to even think of that feature, because a lot of people, they want to study by themselves, but then sometimes you want to bounce ideas or bounce thoughts on other people. So the apps, both of those apps, allow you to connect with your current friends, and then they also allow you to find and see who else is studying those same specific studies that you are, those same Bible study plans that they have available inside the app. So that's a good time to, again, connect with other people and then just grow your faith with other believers, bounce some ideas off each other, and then you can continue to grow while you're Bible studying. So perfect. And then the last one, which is one of my favorite ones, kind of leads back to in person again, but still, is volunteering. So oftentimes before I go out and volunteer, there's usually like an online space or an online place, whether it's a Facebook group or whether it's a Discord or something like that, where we get together and we learn about each other and then we all go and volunteer. How do you find this? Well, you usually are going to look and do a nice little Google search and see what are the organizations in your area. Ask them about if they have a young professionals section of that organization, and usually they do, and you're able to connect with the young adults in that area and kind of see, what kind of volunteering do they have and things like that. If you're not in the young adult section, they still have volunteering. You want to make for sure that you ask like what the days and times are, and then they'll probably introduce you to some of their current volunteers or their current committee, and they can kind of get you introduced into the group. Oftentimes what I've done from getting into those volunteer groups is not only are we volunteering for the actual charity, but we usually grab lunch and get to know each other afterwards. And so that leads into an online experience coming back into the in-person experience, which I think is so important to have. We want to make sure that we stay connected with other people. not just scrolling online, but we are actually getting out and meeting other people. So those are my tips for how to find Christian friends online and offline. And I hope that this will help you as you navigate how to make new Christian friends. I know it can be hard in today's climate, but that's okay. We're going to keep moving forward, and we're going to keep putting ourselves out there. Okay? All right. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.